guess, but I'll probably off-screen if that's my guess, because that'll be really boring. In the meantime, getting into some of my favorite tracks in the game, too. Hi, dude. And, like, all these bosses are basically just messed up versions of the other bosses, right? There we go. Because, like, I get these guys are basically... You obtained nothing. Because, like, that guy seemed like a messed up version of the Archives boss, kind of, just because of the bones and shit he was throwing. But this certainly is a game. Oh, hi! Oh, yeah, you! I remember you being a fun thing. Oh, right. Are you like a dancing bomb? Because that's pretty freaking cool. These creatures are all slinking back. Yep. Human instinct, yeah, okay. Because that's what I got. That was my impression the first time I fought all these guys, is that, oh, okay, they're just like really messed up versions of all the other bosses, which is actually really... It's almost like a... It's like an homage to boss refights in like Mega Man games and other games where you just like refight all the bosses. This is like a really nice twist, I gotta say. This is probably my favorite screen of the game too, just because of the confusion. It's like the MC Escher 2D thing going on here. Like if Zelda had a MC Escher screen. And you're the one I fought at the incubator, right? Slash guilt machine because of the size. It's just the sound effect. It's just, I love the endgame of this game. It's like, okay, you've had your fun exploring. Have fun with boss refights, but not really. Guilt, yeah, okay, guilt machine. Like, I can beat everything that is, and save except for the game and, of course, the last boss. I may as well just go ahead and finish out the game. Because, like, you know, I've been streaming for, like, almost 3 hours, so it's good. Question marks. Huh, oh yeah, you're like a twisted thing. You look like our abstract, just personified. Yeah. Effigy, you obtain nothing. I do feel like I missed something, though. Like, I just cannot shake that feeling that, unless it's the last puzzle, then then... Because if all I'm missing is that secret, then... Let's see, I only have a few bosses left. Okay, now I'll be literally right back, so I'm not even going to pause screen. Okey-dokey. Nah, I forget this boss. The dude with the Omega symbol back. Oh, right. Okay. It's definitely sounds like a plan. Oh yeah, I forgot. You're like one of those bosses, huh? I'll definitely explore, you know, more over time. I'm definitely not asking for a handout to the hint. I just had way too much fun discovering everything. Like, the first time I found that bosses were even a thing, I flipped. And I can't wait to see Rai's reaction. Baphomet burst. I obtained nothing. Nothing. Jeez, I have like 60k? I better go, like, level up. Oops. You are the thing I need. Let's... Okay. Play with items someday. I'm gonna revisit this for that, and I'm gonna explore the soundtrack, probably even download it, because the soundtrack to this game is just really nice. This boss is a thing. It's definitely a very Sky place dangerous for sure. Okay, you're the incubator boss. That's definitely the incubator boss revisited. Hi! That's a pattern I've never seen. Hi, Hand. How are you today? I gotta hand it to you. Here we go. Bloody Mary continued. You obtained nothing. I do love that you obtained nothing. It's just... It's almost like off, where, you know... You're like, you're purifying the zones, but really you're just making them empty and terrible. And that's almost what the boss refights feel like. Like, I'm making everything horrible. I am wrecking some shit. Like, very selfishly wrecking shit just for my own purposes. That's what the boss refights feel like, kind of. Especially this boss, if it's what I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, that boss. You obtained nothing. Just not even a text for that. There's no music. I don't even think he does anything. So I'm not saving, because if this is what I think it is... Yeah, this is... Okay, so I may as well leave that guy alive. Oh yeah, this track is really good. This boss is also an amazing pain in the backside without Pocket D. I struggled with this boss for a while, first run. The game was beaten. You obtained nothing. Yep. Hi, Architect. This freaked me out at first, too. That is it. Enough. I am thoroughly finished with these trivial games. What do you want? Hurry up. I have not got all day, you know. Well, naturally, I am a man of mystery, and that is how I like it. Honestly, if I were to describe my life story to you in detail, you would lose interest within the minute, and we would not want that, now would we? Actually, I don't know. This is but one of many of my domains, a little home from home you see, people, things, ideas, places, anything and everything I fancy that has reached the ends of their lives in their own realities, I stow here for safekeeping. It is an ark of all things wonderful and terrifying. The Ashen Fields, they were once a world full of life and vitriol. In their final hours, they destroyed each other entirely, leaving no one alive, much like your world, but I arrived too late. All I could save was the barren husk of the planet and what remained on it. It serves as a harsh reminder of such follies, as you already well know. Ah, yes, the dimensional void you mean. Baphomet owes me a great deal, and with his unpaid debts came the loss of his domain, and thus it is under new management. It is sad to see such figures go the way of obsolescence, but that is what happens when you fade out of the limelight, I guess. Baphomet, that is what happens to entities who fail to keep up with their own dominions. Ba has gone through a lot of tough times, but enough is enough. His power has dwindled to the point of being confined to a small blister on the skin of this universe. Depressing, no? A little bit. The incubator is what remains of a world struck full force by a parasitic meteorite. In blunt honesty, I was more interested in two of the residents from that place during the time of collision, and I do not doubt that you have heard of them. Oh, and that is no ordinary tree, I assure you. Ah, yes, the seed. I have gone through great lengths to keep her sealed up. She is a remnant of an ancient entity thrown into the cosmic chasm countless creations ago. There's something curious about the seed, but I have put up many protections to prevent it from reaching maturity, as you well know now. Have not you ever considered the tragedy of an extinct species, be it animal, plant, or bacterium? The gardens are a place for me to ensure the continued existence of such gems lost to time in their own realities. There are a great many fools out there who chase baser elements without realizing the sum of their parts are indeed far greater than gold or otherwise. I have a fondness for books, words both forbidden and fantastical. Have you read The King in Yellow? I simply cannot get enough of it, truly gripping. But there's more than just words in the archives, whether your passions lie in scripts, dramas, vidcons, or otherwise. Anything and everything you desire is there, providing it desires you as well. An artifact from another realm, can't pronounce that, originates from binaural dimension where paranoia had physical manifestation in the low hum of the universe. He came into being when a species driven to madness from terror built an even greater form for the noise to inhabit, and thus he came to be. The guilt machine resides in the flesh blimp, the sacrificial lamb of their race. The Banders built the guilt machine to help sustain the sacrifice before their entire species fell to it, their flesh stripped and bones crumbling into nothing but the purest elements of guilt for the guilt machine to devour and consume, as now you know. Once it was a Bander. In a grand ceremony, they selected one of their brightest and purest and began processing guilt into them. At first, the procedure just fatigued them, but as it continued, their body began to swell and stretch until their form and mind was completely destroyed by every single dark thought of their species. Ah, this location. I did not actually have any direct interaction with the creation of this place, rather spectated as the entire location fell into disrepair after a few hundred years. There are problems with the architecture, I must say, but we are working on these issues, and trust me, you will not be disappointed when we finish sprucing up the place. I would love to see the place spruced up. A manifestation of broken hopes or corruptive goals. For you, the closest descriptor is the American dream. It just sits there sulking and looking for a suitable host. When it does, it latches onto it, feeding it dark and dangerous desires. The interloping dimension. It somehow wedged itself into this place shortly after the creation of the archives and has since stayed put. I am an admirer of the artistic qualities, but the consciousness there is often corrupting. Tax returns are handling it despite my best efforts to turn them aside. One of the ambient manifestations of our abstract, the dreamings or the effigy or whatever form they take, represent the wilder elements of creation. We honestly could not say much more on it, and trust us, we have discussed the matter many times, but for the most part they stay isolated and to be honest, that is all I want from them. They are temporarily here on business, and much to my dismay, there has been a bit of unsettling news regarding our abstract, and the voices above have decreed it unsuitable for this location. Their form is often shifting, and for you, it is as boring as tax returns. For me, well, let's just say that they take an altogether more terrifying form. People are just vicious. There are many humans across many dimensions, and people in tax returns represent the most base elements of your kinds. They represent nothing more than reflection of your impact on the universe. Sad, is it not? The tardigrade holds grudges over very little to nothing. Highly strung. Yes, that is basically the word to describe them. We pass glances whenever we meet at the realm of infinite magi, but nothing more. They should, quite honestly, lighten up, but what can you expect from a race that is emotionally stunted? Where have I heard that before? Ah yes, I should have expected no less from the fifth prince of the Empire. Tardig is one of the last applicable heirs to the throne, hence his roamings around the dimensional rifts. What, did he not tell you? Well, is that not a surprise? Well, I guess we have our own secrets then. Yeah? Hey, can you tell me about Chromodyne? The infinite magi represent a crucial nirvana point in our existences across dimensions and universes. I have spoken with many equivalents there, and they all have something interesting to say. They seek to monitor the realms and further understand the nature of all. Even gods have questions. I like that line. Given time, the woodcutter will gain an understanding of things far greater than most. As of now, all that remains of him is the mindless chatter he endures. He was carried on the seed, whittling away at the division between him and it. It took me years of piecing him back together again, bit by bit, to rebuild him. The result is what you see today. Kugla is one of the older entities in this place, and a source of curiosity amongst us within the circle of the infinite magi. Then again, no one is here by accident, at least not on purpose. You may understand eventually, but Kugla has much more to say given time and a proper mouth. Oceanus, well, she was the ocean of a primeval world, but at the last drop, as the last droplet began to evaporate on that planet, I took to preserving it in this place. I was in an experimental phase of developing this realm and wanted to give a voice to an immobile object. It spiraled out of control, and eventually you have Oceanus, the living ocean lady person thing. So yeah. Yeah, you totally wrote that line, Jay. I can tell. Dangerous. You may see him as a minor figure, a small voice that does nothing, but in reality he has the power to change a lot of things through a chain of events. Anything he gets involved with becomes cosmically minute, be it people, events, or otherwise. Not even he is aware of that kind of power, but he lives the burden each day of his life. Tower was one of the banders I found wandering. Oh, you didn't handle any of the art? Wow, really? The Oceanus bit just screams stuff you'd write. Huh. Tower was one of the banders I found wandering the deserts outside of their homeland looking for a place to stay. I took pity on him and whisked him away to this place. He has been here for quite a while, gone through quite a few changes, but he will be fine eventually. There is a great deal of guilt weighing down on him, but I have yet to ask him about it. Oh, I bet Tower is a thing too. The Midnight Station, it is one of the... styles mesh pretty well, yeah? Well, the result is this really trippy game. The Midnight Station is one of the many dimensional constants in all our existences, from some reverberable memory of all itself. Travel through dimensions in such forms is forbidden. We have spoken about this, and the infinite magi have declared that none should leave without giving up their past forms through this terminus. Sorry. I am afraid I cannot let you do that. You see, as much as this is a private collection, it is also acts as protection. Your variation of humans are particularly dangerous. In your self-destruction, I took pity on your kind, but there was no way to save you, lest I compressed you down into one singular form. The short answer is no. No, I cannot permit it. You are far too dangerous to let leave here. I made sure to compress you into a metaphysical form, unable to leave this place without dissolving. Look at what you have done to the denizens here. Did you think twice before stripping them of their essence? Did you even consider the ramifications of that? No. No. No, I really do mean it. No means no. Understood? Good. This is quite enough. I grow tired of these games, and quite frankly, you have been nothing but a disaster ever since I added you to my collection. I am not one for violence, but if it is a thrashing you are asking for, then a thrashing you shall receive. Maybe this will color you off from this endeavor. You will not win. We'll see about that! Oh, yeah. I love this track! Love this track so much! The 16 or so frames are the Architect's wings, yeah. I just love everything about this boss. He's all rainbow colored now. I do not remember that. Was that in one of the updates? Making him all rainbow colored? Because I don't remember that. Like, I'm getting, like, Zeromus battle music vibes off of this. Oh, okay. That, almost too strong. His wings are the most animated thing in the game. The Architect was inconvenienced! Okay, he's always been rainbowed? Okay. Alright, enough. You are clearly far too much hassle for us. There are other humanities with more interesting people. Where is your Elvis? You have nothing but your own failures to keep you company. Fine, I am finished. That is enough. Thank you. Take your body and get out. Exit left. Oh, I didn't get to finish reading it, but yeah. I wish I could do more as this part, but you know, whatever. Your many trials and tribulations. That last track is amazing. I love everything about the final boss. Like, right amount of difficulty, right amount of crazy shit going on. Way too much what the fuck in that battle that fits perfectly with the rest of the game. Okay, I got this ending, and the one where he's just sitting by himself because I never found Oceanus in the first run, so... Those are the two endings I got, this and the other one. This game is just, like... I love this game because of how not serious it is. Like, it is abstract to the point of not caring about anything. It's got a right amount of difficulty. Nothing artificial about it. It's just, you know, if you die to a boss or you die to an area, it's like, okay, maybe I should just try switching equipment, or just try leveling up a different stat, or try playing differently, or use a weapon or something. There's, like, so much to do. That's what I just love about this game. There's just always something to do. And it's just... And nothing feels like a chore. It's like, oh, okay, I gotta go... You know, I gotta go do this, or this part's coming up, fuck. It's just so non-linear and open. It's like, I could go check out this area, or I could go there, or I could do that, or... You know... It's just, this game is just so... It's just a game you can play. That's, like, the best way I can put it. You can just sit down and play a video game with this, and it's just fun. But yeah, this was indeed the Midnight Station. Game by Studio Engine. Jay, you can go ahead and link all that stuff if you want. Links to the game and stuff. Like, I don't know how many people I got here. Probably like, you know, 2. But go ahead and link it anyway. Just because. But yeah, Studio Engine is a very groupy place. And this is the Midnight Station.